Hi guys. Wow, it feels like I'm in a Zoom meeting or something. I would just like to take a chance to read some of these things that I've learned from this book. It's called The Artist's Way. And basically, if you're an artist and you're going through a lack of creativity or you feel stumped, this is a good book and it has lots of exercises that will get you through it. And one of the things that I've copied down from this book is called The Basic Principles, which is basically how I like to call them the creative commandments. And I'm going to be reading some of them and kind of giving my reflection on it. And I hope that it will help. It's helped me. Every time I look at it, it's helped me become re-inspired. So I hope maybe if someone listening out there, they might have an opportunity to feel that too. Now, the first principle or commandment is that creativity is the natural order of life. Life is energy and pure creative energy. Now, what I think that means to me is it's in our nature to be creative. It's in our nature, to frolic. Like, humans are put, on this earth not to work 9 to 5 or work in factories or suffer, but to genuinely see the creativity and the artisticness of life. And life is energy, a pure creative energy. I believe that to be true. I mean, think about when you look at the stars in the sky, or you look at the waves and how they ripple onto the sand. You kind of see that life and the person that created life. He had to be an artist, because these things are so beautiful if you just take time to slow down and look at them. Now, there is an underlying creative force infusing all of life, including ourselves. So, what I think this one is there's a underlying connection between myself and others, and basically the life on this earth, animals, plants, all of that. There's an underlying force and energy. In specific Buddhism practice, I remember taking a class and there was this reoccurring notion that we are all one, and so I think that can be a little part of what this underlying creative force or drive in you is. The next one is when we open ourselves to creativity, we open ourselves to the Creator's creativity within us and our lives. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. When this book speaks about the Creator, I want to emphasize, I'm Christian and I believe in God, but if you don't, then just take what you need from this video and go on. It's not so much about what religion you are or your spirituality as much as it is about your artistry, your creativity, and connecting with that higher source of power. So maybe if I say something that you don't relate with, just take it with a grain of salt, You're still welcome on this channel, obviously. So yeah. So what I think, when we open ourselves to creativity, we open ourselves to the Creator's creativity within us in our lives. What I think that means is when we find ways that inspire us and that challenge us to use our brain creatively, so out of the ordinary, thinking outside the box and whatnot, we open ourselves up to God's creativity within us in our life. So as we open ourselves to discovering things and finding things that resonate with us, we invite that energy into our lives even more, and it finds ways to manifest even more. That's my basic understanding of this principle. Now, the next one is we are ourselves creations. We're meant to continue creativity by being creative ourselves. And I think this is like a little bit what I touched on earlier. You know, you have that idea that we are created in the image of God. And so because of that, we are meant to continue being creative ourselves by, going to what calls us, where we feel drawn to naturally, where we feel the most happiest, where we feel the most joy, and finding ways to contribute to society by continuing doing that. Now, creativity is God's gift to us. Using our creativity is our gift back to God. Now, this is to me like God has given us free will, obviously. Some people, they believe in fate and that certain things in our lives are meant to happen. But we can also say that we have free will. We have the freedom of choice to do whatever it is that we want at this current moment. Maybe it's within boundaries, or if you don't believe that, maybe not. I don't want to get to that because I'll have a philosophy breakdown. But basically what this is saying is because we are allowed, this free will and this permissive will, using it and bringing it to life, starting an idea that you had in your mind, your imagination, and bring it to fruition is our way to connect back to God, is our way to commune with God. There's a difference between talking to God and asking requests and communing with God. And for him, maybe using our gifts and being true to our nature, our artistic nature, and that is a way to go back and forth with him and understand him in a way that's maybe more than words or physical idea. Now, next one. The refusal of being creative is self-will, and it counters our true nature. The refusal of being creative is self-will, and it counters our true nature. I think that's true, and a lot of us have had ideas where we wanted to do something and then we are immediately shut down by doubt and by, oh, it won't work out because of this, or people will think this about it, and so I'm not going to do it. And those kind of ideas, they're human. Obviously, if you have those feelings, it's hard not to in a society like this, but it's going against who you are as a person, because you have that desire to create, and shutting down that voice and letting your hesitation or your denial of what that inner artist wanted to express so freely, and who cares about whether it's good or bad. If you want to be a amazing artist, you have to my best friend's texting me, but if you want to be an amazing artist, you have to get used to the idea of being stupid or looking stupid, rather. And I think that's something, even I'm getting used to, is that there is no stepping stone over looking stupid, or not everyone not quite getting what you're trying to express and being great. So that to me is what the refusal of, denying yourself your own ideas is, and why using our creativity and maybe if you still have those feelings, saying, I'm going to push you to the back of my mind and focus on what I actually want to do. That's our gift back to God as well, as saying, hey, my faith in you and my faith in my inner artist is stronger than whatever is telling me that I can't do this. Now, the refusal of being creative is I just read that. Sorry. Oops. When we open ourselves to exploring our creativity, we open ourselves to God. good, orderly direction. That's how she describes the acronym for God, is good, orderly direction. Yeah, it's like I kind of said before, when we, don't deny those parts of ourselves, and we finally just get into a mode where you say, I'm done consuming all everybody else's life and what they're doing, and I just want to create. I just want to create work. I just want to research work. I just want to do what makes me happy. That's when, stuff starts to happen. That's when stuff starts to manifest. If you could just be in your room painting or doing what it is you do as an artist, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a right brain activity. It could be like science. Like when I think of how maybe Marie Curie used her creativity with radium and creating x-rays for soldiers during the World War. Like, that's something I would never be able to do. What the hell? I can't even look at chemistry without my brain exploding. But being able to look at this norm and challenge it, it takes a whole lot of creativity in itself to be able to think differently than how other people are, telling you what is normal. I'm nerding out, okay? As we open our creative channel to God, many gentle but powerful changes are to be expected. Yes, this is kind of continuing what I was saying, but as we continue to have this communion and artistry and creation, those things will come. That recognition will come. Your work will affect someone else, because likely you're not the only person that feels how you do, and the reason people create art is to remind others of their humanity. So I think that's why it's such a exchange of ideas and whatnot. It is safe to open up to greater creativity. What this means to me is it is safe to open up to greater creativity. It is safe to share your light. It is safe to share your voice. It is safe to be in spaces that you may have previously run from, or previously thought you needed to be on a different level to be in that room. It is safe for yourself to be in environments that challenge you, that make you think differently, or maybe cause you anxiety. It's safe for your inner artist to soak all that up like a sponge, and it's safe to be yourself in a society that teaches you, that you have to be a certain way. It's safe for you to open up, to share your ideas. If you think they're stupid, or to share that, to share the stupidity, to share the rejection, the denial. It's safe for you. And once you find that safety in yourself, it really doesn't matter what other people's opinions of you are and what they think you're capable of or what you can do. It kind of just bounces off of you, because you're like, I'm safe in my ideas, my artistry, who I am. Now, this is the last one. Our creative dreams and yearnings come from a divine source, and as we move towards our dreams, we move toward divinity. Now, this reminds me of if you can dream it, it can happen for you. Just be aware of where that dream is coming from. Is it coming from a need of approval? Understand, and if it's okay if it is, understanding who you are is the first step, and then tapping into who you are and being able to share that is another step. And so the desires you have, the dreams and the yearnings of what you imagine your highest self doing, or what you imagine you could do if you're in someone else's shoes. For example, I always pass like Sephora or something, and I see these girls, they're modeling in their beauty campaigns, and I'm always like, oh, that could have been me. I could have been giving cunt, could have been giving face, like that could have been me. And I have to think, For a while, I denied myself as part of this because I was like, well, this is coming from a place of, wanting to be seen and wanting my beauty to be appreciated. And then I was like, wait a minute, that ain't so bad. Like, even if it's coming from a place, you don't have to deny yourself that. Like, I'm a storyteller. I want to be in positions where I can storytell. I want to work with brands. I want to do this and that. And I don't have to pretend I don't or be nonchalant about my dreams and what I want to do, my yearnings. And neither do you. And so, as we move towards our dreams, we move toward divinity. That's true. As we become the most, not wholesome, how would I say, the most authentic version of ourselves, when we finally stop stripping of ourselves of, the idea of who you are versus who you actually are, we become closer to who God wants us to be. And we become closer to what makes us happy. And so, yeah. Okay. I have explained my basic principles and the understanding of it, and I call them the creative commandments. Now, it's in this book that I should look at this morning and night, but I haven't. I've looked at it maybe twice in 2 weeks, but I'm hoping by creating this video, I'll be able to look back and I'll be able to help someone as well who is an artist and who may be stumped and who needs this. So, if you like this video, save it and watch it later. Watch it twice. You don't have to share it, but you have to watch it twice. No, I'm just kidding. But I'll also put all the principles in the description, and I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.